Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Wasabi. This is a ranked battle from the current season, and we're going to follow Power Slide from 1AR clan in his EBR 105. You can see that there are some qualifiers in this match on both sides. So this looks like yeah, trying to fill up the ranks, and we're starting the match. So first move from Power Slide is to communicate to his team, tell them to prioritise the enemy EBR, which is obviously a good idea, and he's moving out to the middle just as the enemy one is, trying to spot the enemies on the other side. He's getting to use the terrain a bit to his advantage, dips here and there, but also the mobility to make sure that he's not attracting any direct fire himself, or he can avoid it if he can. So he does take a hit there from an object 140, and is going to move back into cover to get unspotted, but keep up the work. He's only got a small amount of assistant damage yet, but this is likely to change given the nature of the tank he's driving. So the EBR is still alive and still a threat, so Power Slide's going to basically try and nullify that threat, either by forcing him back by pushing into the area that he's occupying to prevent him from pushing further forward, or spotting him from another direction. So as we're following him, he's moving up to a different part of the map to spot where the tanks are moving up to the hill area, or in fact trying to sneak along the side. Seems to be a pretty strong camping theme amongst the tanks on the enemy side at this stage, and he's also spotted the enemy EBR doing fairly similar sort of thing. So basically trying to keep up the focus on that EBR. Whether he makes a mistake, comes over the line and gets a hit just like he did just then. And however, Power Slide's taken a hit from the same enemy EBR. So a bit of a battle of attrition at the moment, but the enemy EBR is down to one shot, and in fact just gets taken out by a 140. So spotting damage gone up slightly to 940, but early days in the game yet. So given that he's dealt with the enemy EBR, it's going to make a move back to the field and just see whether all the campers who were spotted at the back are still there. But just before that happens, notice an enemy 430U has made its way along the edge of the water, which is a pretty common move for medium tanks to try. And it's quite a threat, because they're also doing spotting for tanks that are at the back to vehicles here, which can sometimes basically cause them to move out. But luckily the JP 100 takes out that 430U, and Power Slide's picked up a little bit more damage. So with that, he's basically got a bit more confidence to go out. There's a 140 spotted right at the edge there, but as he's moving forward, brings up vision of the JPAD E100 on the enemy side and starts to collect spotting damage from there. So what he's got now right in front of him is another object 140, but with the camo that he's got and the bushing that he's behind, that 140 can't see him. So he's actually quite invisible to the enemy team, and although that 140 is in a bit of a dip, probably his turret is up high enough to basically collect damage. Now, one of the problems of being in this spot is if you're between your own side's guns and the enemy target, and you're potentially blocking that, so you just have to be careful about that. But nonetheless, he's basically managed to spot that 140. Now he's moving now because that 140 is actually moving towards where he was located, and he'd get proxy spotted pretty quickly if he stayed in one position. So using his speed, he's moving away and letting that 140 look for him, but without success. And hopefully that 140 then will expose himself to the rest of his team whose guns are facing that way. But we'll see further what happens there. So he's got his spotting damage up to 3.5k now, which is not a bad result, and his team is up quite a substantial amount here, 5 tanks in advance and about 5,000 damage in advance of the enemy tank. So he's pushing now further forward now, knowing of course that the enemy EBR has been dealt with. They really don't have scouts, so he's going to try and get vision from up this area, which is straight away spotted the object 268, who's almost immediately taken damage. But he hasn't been spotted himself. The enemy 140 here was spotted earlier is there as well, and now he's spotted more and more tanks. So just by sitting here being passive in the bush, he's not getting lit, and he's deliberately not firing his gun because that will break his camo, because he's not way behind the bush, he's in the middle of the bush, and so he's really just trying to make sure that he can get away if he gets spotted, but he's not going to get spotted by himself unless he gets someone come really close to him. So there he's spotted the enemy arty. That's the arty's gone on the move. He's got the I-7 come up behind him, which yeah, probably not what you want as a light tank, given the camos of the I-7, but he's still not spotted, just got the danger of potentially taking in a hit that meant for the tank that is spotted. But that 140's been taken out by the E4 back on base, and again the spotting is all down to power slide, so up to 6k damage assistance so far, when just over 900 that he's done of his own. So basically the enemy gave up the hill, which is not a good move. Well, that wasn't a good move as he drove into the wall, by the way, but he's damaged his wheels, but they're repairing fairly quickly. And he's going to continue back here harassing the enemy and spotting them out so that his team can take the damage and get rid of them. So they're being whittled down now. It's 8 tanks in advance now, so definitely this game is pretty much over for the enemies, but let's see what more damage power slide can get. So he takes a hit out of the 140, and he's running down the hill. There's 2 reasons for that. One is to try and put terrain between him and the 140 and avoid damage, although he does take a hit there, but the 140's then concentrating on him and getting shot in the back by his own team. So and that's basically the game. So all up, 8,000 spotted damage, 1,600 of his own damage. Well done, power slide. So let's look at the post-game stats. This is ranked battle, so you don't get battle rewards other than the chevrons, and you can see he's picked up a chevron from being in the top 10. We can also see that he's done 8730 of assisted damage, which is pretty massive, and he's earned a total of 1258 base experience, which again puts him right at the top, which is the best result of the team. So fantastic result there for power slide. Good in any tier 10 game actually to get that sort of amount. You can see he's made reasonable credits as well, and that was a fantastic result. So again, well done. Please feel free to leave any comments. Thank you very much.